Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to explain the CCIE Lab 1.1 exam questions. First, let's look at the first question. Actually, the first one isn't really a question. It's just a welcome message welcoming us to this. So the real first question is actually the second one. The second question tells us to configure VLANs. When configuring VLANs, you need to make sure the VLAN configuration is done according to the tables below, as instructed. Let's first look at the first site, which is the headquarters area, the HQ area. Then there's a second branch site. Each site involves 3 devices. Which 3 devices are these? For example, in the HQ area, there's a SW101, which is an access switch. Right? This access switch has a link connected on both the left and right sides. Here we need to configure the access interfaces, right? And what about the uplink? The uplink is a link. This is an aggregated link. For aggregated links, we can't configure them in this table right now. We need to complete the requirement 1.3 first, and then we can come back and configure 1.2. So in the HQ area, we can only configure this access switch for now. As for the 2 core switches in the middle, we don't need to worry about them yet. And in addition, in this area, this is branch site 3. There are 2 core switches here. It asks us to configure which interface. This interface and this one should allow VLAN 2000 and 2001. Right? And then there's also this interface on the core switch on the right. Also for this access switch, the 4 interfaces 0, 0s, and 0/1, these 2 are access interfaces. And these 2 are interfaces, right? And all the links should allow VLAN 2000 and 2001 to pass through. Then for the host on the left, it connects through VLAN 2000. The data goes up via the interface bound to VLAN 2000. For the host on the right, it connects through VLAN 2001. So that's all there is to requirement 1. It's just this simple. Let's take a look. It says here, this requirement 802.1Q is just VLAN. And this tag means that on the link, it's yes, meaning the link will tag. While on a regular access link, the access link, it won't tag, right? This requirement is very simple. Just by looking at this table, you can understand it. Let's go ahead and set this up. All right. First, for SW101, those 2 access points are very simple. We don't need to look at the underlying configuration right now, regardless of whether there's a VLAN or not. Let's just create these 2 VLANs first. Create VLAN 2000 and VLAN 2001. After creating them, for the access interface 00s, change its mode to access mode, and then bind the VLAN 2000 to this access mode. All right, that's done. Then, regardless of whether the interface is already up, it's a good habit to enter no shutdown. This won't cost you any points. For interface 0/1, change its mode to access mode as well, bind it to VLAN 2001, and then no shutdown. That's the configuration done. As for its uplink, this link we can't configure it yet. We'll have to come back and finish it after completing the next requirement. So for requirement 1, you just need to get to this step, and that's it. This area is done. After finishing this, we can move on and configure branch site 3. Let's set up the access part first. For the access part, there are 4 interfaces. Then we create a VLANs. Actually, in this requirement, 1 VLAN is missing. If you check the device when you're taking the exam, make sure to check there's 1 VLAN missing. This is the one I just created. So just create a missing VLAN. Regardless of whether it's already there or not, just go ahead and create it. Then for VLAN 2001, I made a mistake and entered an extra 0. Even if you don't create this VLAN, when you bind the VLAN to the interface, it will be created automatically. For the downstream interface, remember the 00s interface, this interface is bound to VLAN 2000. All right, no shutdown. Now the 0/1 interface. This part is assigned to VLAN 2001. Alright, now let's configure the uplink. We can configure the uplink together. Run it. We will configure both of these G2 divided by 0 divided by 1 interfaces together. Right? Then for this interface, let's set it up. Set up the trunk. What does trunk mode allow? It allows VLAN 1, the default VLAN, and then VLAN 2000 and 2001. That's it for the configuration. After finishing the configuration, we've set up both of these interfaces, right? After carefully configuring it, we can actually just simply copy this entire setup copy and then paste it. But first, we need to just extract it. For the G2 zeros interface on the trunk link, we can also conveniently copy and paste this whole configuration. I will proceed to copy it, and then on the downlink interface G2 zeros of this specific SW601 access switch, I will meticulously paste it there. These 3 lines of configuration are already done. And then I still have a 602 on the right? I can also paste it on this 602, not paste actually. Hold on a moment. I can't open 602. Let me check what's going on with 602. Alright, it's open now. Oh, I pasted it in the wrong place. Pasted it in the wrong place. Just go straight into this interface, the interface. And after you go in, just paste it there, and that's it. This way, the configuration is done. After finishing the configuration, we can check its offline status here on the 610. Then let's look at the VLANs. We can see these 2 VLANs, VLAN 2000 and 2001, are already bound. See, 2000 is bound to the 00s interface, which is the interface on the left, the one connected to host 61, and it's in an active state. VLAN 2002 is bound to the interface on the right, and it's also active, right? Next, let's take a look at the trunk link code. I typed it wrong, this trunk link. The trunk link is already allowing VLAN 1, VLAN 2000, and VLAN 2001. In other words, when the data comes up from below, when the data originating from host 61 comes up from its current location here, it will then travel through this essential trunk link, subsequently pass through this crucial aggregation switch, and then carefully select an appropriate exit, effectively selecting a suitable gateway, right? And for the host on the right, its data will go through this interface over here, right? Select the gateway. And if this main link here goes down, I can take another path. Later on, our other requirements will also ask us to set up redundancy for situations like this. The same goes for the headquarters area. The data can travel this way as well, right? It can go this way, and if the upper path fails, I can also take this route. If this node goes down or has an issue, my data can also exit this way, right? It can also reach this data center. In fact, this setup is fully interconnected, or you can also reach the data center from this side. So this is requirement 1. Requirement 1 is very simple, just configure a regular VLAN, right? This is something we already learned in CCNA. Then, as for requirement 2, we'll talk about that in the next lesson. If anyone wants to learn Cisco technologies or get access to Cisco exam question banks, please send me a private message, or you can leave a comment below the video for technical discussion.